it'll always be a plus to continuously
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
and put it out there because you never know what people like. Like everybody is so different and there are so many different genres and niches
Hmm.
and there are so many different people in this world that want to see something new. So I think it only serves all of us if we just continue to create and continue to film and continue to ask questions and continue just to constantly putting work out in the world that showcases who you are.
Everyone has a story. Welcome to In Her Words, a podcast from women in entertainment where female creatives and allies share their stories in their own words.
This is a dedicated space centered on how to harness creativity for inspiring and impactful projects in the ever-changing landscape of entertainment.
I'm Renee Rossi,
I'm Gretchen McCourt.
and this is In Her Words.
Today on In Her Words, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Courtney Taylor. I felt just energized and ready for my day after speaking with Courtney. She is such a pleasure. You know her from Insecure, Abbott Elementary, Out of My Mind, and her new show, Ballard, which is so wonderful. Don't miss it. I think you're going to love meeting Courtney and get all of the energy from her that I did. Enjoy. How was, I heard you had LA traffic. Were you having a day?
I've been having a day. First of all, I went to go pick up my friend from the airport,
Oh,
get a flat tire.
no. And what a good friend you are. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I don't even think, I think she recognizes it. She'll be like,
Yeah,
Are you coming here? I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm hitting this traffic. She said, it's always traffic. I said, always.
always.
Always
Always.
traffic. And then I got this flat tire, and then I had to wait for the tow truck, and then I had to Uber and get her. And
Oh, you have had a day.
I've had a day, but I am happy to be here right
Yes,
now.
thank you. Thank you for still talking to us and joining us on this busy day.
Of
You have
course.
been in just some of my favorite shows. So I'm so excited to talk to you. And you have this new show, Ballard,
Yes.
that is just now out, which is a spinoff of Bosch, which is such a beloved show also. And we love Abbott Elementary. We love Insecure. So you have just been in some really, really fun things that we want to talk about. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. So let's kind of start at the start. Have you always wanted to act? Did you always want to be in front of the camera? Do you come from a creative family? How did you get to that place first?
It's so interesting. I do believe I have a creative family, but I don't think
Mm,
acting professionally ever came into my mind. I think, my dad was heavily into movies. He used to
mm,
sit us down and he would point out the different actors, and no matter what the film was, black and white or new or anything like that, he just wanted to make sure we understood how beautiful films were and how
mm.
amazing
Oh,
the
I
art
love
was.
that.
My dad was so into that. He had a little theater room. It was that. And I remember thinking when I was small, I was like, oh my gosh, I would love for the day for my dad to talk about me like he's talking about these actors. But
Oh
I just
my
didn't know
gosh.
how. I just didn't think that I could
Mm-hmm.
ever, do a career of acting, but I was
Mm-hmm.
always performing. I did
Mm-hmm.
ballet when I was 7, and then I was like, oh, I like to do jazz, did tap. And when I had gotten to high school, I was so involved with the performance studies
Mm-hmm.
classes and the plays, and we had this amazing teacher. Her name was Amanda Chaz. If she hears this, I love that lady. She
We'll get it
really
out to her.
shout out to Amanda Chaz. She was so wonderful and so passionate about the work. And I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
is how I feel about acting. This is how I feel about moving my body and all these different things. So she really fueled me to be like, oh, I really enjoy this and I really like it. Like, what can I do about this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I graduated high school, I was like, what am I? Maybe I'll major in theater. Maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
something. Is that something people do? Maybe I'll
Mm-hmm.
major in theater. And my mom was like, I love that. Let's not major in it though. I like we can major in it. We gotta have a backup.
Yeah, yeah.
Majoring in criminal justice and sociology.
Oh, couldn't be more opposite.
Couldn't be more opposite. And I thought this was the easier route. I was like,
Mm.
okay, I'm going to major in criminal justice. All the athletes are doing it. This is an easy subject. I was failing miserably.
Oh, no.
But all the athletes were doing so good. They're like, oh, this is an easy class. I'm like, I was at the after hours maybe every day, like getting to know the teacher and trying to figure out how to boost my grade. And I just struggled a lot through college.
It wasn't what you wanted to do.
It wasn't what I
Yeah.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I always loved my performance studies classes. And I was like, this is me. Like, this is totally me. So I had gotten my degree. I spent 4 years in college. I went to my mom and I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to act. I want to act so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so she looked at me and she said, well, if you want to act, you got to do it right. So we went and we found an agent. I had to audition for an agent. I got my little resume together. I was putting on my high school, performances on there. And I sang for her. I did a monologue for her and she loved me. And then, she started putting me out there and kind of the rest is history.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So do you still enjoy the dance and the singing and that side of it and the live theater side of everything?
I truly do. I think when I started taking acting classes, like, the ones outside of college and stuff, that's when I realized, that there is a world for the performance, there's a world for the musical, and there's a wonderful way to hone that into like film and TV and like quiet it down and all these different things. So I still love the musical world. Oh my gosh, I live for a good musical. I live for a live performance. I think that's such a visceral experience to see somebody in front of you, no camera, no redos. It's just you. Like I've always been obsessed with that. I have a play that I saw in New York a long time ago, and it still sticks with me now. It was when Audra McDonald was Billie Holiday in Lady Day.
Yes.
I had chills watching her perform, and I was like, this is the art.
I was going to say that's what the arts, when it sticks with you like that, and it never leaves your memory. The first you remember where you are when you saw a movie, or where you were when you saw a play, or a song comes on, and it's right back. You're right back there. That's why we need it, and and to hear about your dad. So I'm a movie girl through and through. I ran movie theaters my whole life, and was a film buyer for AMC and for ArcLight.
Wow.
And so to hear your dad, you talk about your dad like that, I'm like, that's my people, to just, appreciate not only the art form of movies, but, just the history and every piece of it. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, for the work that you've done, you have crossed everything. You have done drama, you've done comedy, do you have a favorite?
I used to have a favorite. When I was in it, I was like, comedy is me. Like, comedy is my favorite thing. I get to have fun. I can do some ad libs. I can, feed off of another actor and just joke back and forth, which I loved. But ever since with Ballard, since I started really diving into like dramatic monologues and all these different things, I'm like, whoa, this feels like such a beautiful challenge for me that I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to really lean in. Even moments in Shrinking, I felt like there were dramatic moments that kind of strayed away from the comedy. And I was like, oh, this feels so good. Like the best of both worlds. Like, yes, I'm a comedic actress, but the drama, when I can dive in and really feel, like really settle myself into my bones and really talk about something that feels so important, I really, really do enjoy drama. I think drama has hit the top spot for me now.
It's moving up. It's so funny that you said Shrinking. Shrinking has come up so many times in the last 2 days. I don't know what it is. It's like out there in the world. It is such a good show, and it is so funny. It is fall down funny, and like you said, but the drama is there.
Yeah,
the drama is there. It is. It's so funny that it just keeps popping up.
It's the perfect drama comedy.
It is
really great job of like to talk about such heavy topics and still involve the comedy in such a beautiful way.
Well, and each one of them is so funny. Yeah, I mean, who knew Harrison Ford was so funny?
As a comedic actor. Oh he's so
He
funny.
is. He
He's
is
so fun to
really,
watch.
really, really funny. So
Yeah.
you, I want to hear a little bit about, working with all of these amazing. So you have had, the Issa Raes and the Quinta Brunson, all of these amazing women, and Maggie Q you have mentioned in these different shows. Tell us a little bit about what that's like of just, whether it's, looking up to or partnering with, just some really amazing projects and some amazing women in your work.
I am I am so grateful to be able to experience such amazing talent. Like
Hmm.
never in my wildest dreams did I think I was going to come to LA and one of my major first roles was going to be working with Issa Rae. Like I remember getting into that room and talking with her and like understanding what a collaborative effort feels like
Hmm.
while also maintaining like she's basically the boss, but
Hmm.
she felt so collaborative with everybody. Like it didn't matter who she was talking to. And there were even moments when I would collab with her on ad libs that I thought were a good idea versus the ad libs she thought was a good idea to serve the material. And
Right.
I feel like that was her main goal. Let's serve the material in the best, funniest, most authentic way.
Hmm.
And she made me feel confident to speak up about, well, I think this is kind of funny. What do you think? Like, I think I was so nervous to even stray away from the script. And I think, I was like, okay, well, let's do ad libs. I want to lean into my ad libs. I am a little funny. So let's see if they trust me.
Hmm.
And she trusted me. And we leaned into that and we were able to just have some really wonderful moments. And then because of Insecure, I was able to meet Quinta because Quinta saw me in Insecure, and
Yeah.
Quinta was like, "Oh, you're so funny! Like, I love your character in the show." And I was like, "Thank you!" Like, we met at a premiere,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
Abbott comes out, and like I go to the Abbott season finale premiere. They have a party and everything, and I'm talking to Quinta. She goes, Did you get a message from me?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Well, I really want to create a character for you on the show." And I was like,
Did you just fall over? Like what?
she was like, I don't know if you're available. I said, excuse me, Quinta, I'm available. So like just being able to be around Issa, to
Hmm.
build my experience on Insecure. Quinta saw that. Quinta saw my talent. She followed me online, saw the skits I was doing, the little stuff
Hmm.
like that. And then
Hmm.
she saw my work and was like, oh, I like her. Let me see if I can make a role for her. And so I created an opportunity for myself because of, the opportunity Issa gave me. And I just feel like I'm always learning from them, learning
Hmm.
to stand my ground, learning to feel confident in my work. Quinta reminding me how talented I am always. That woman speaks light into me every chance she gets, and I'm
Oh
just
my
so grateful for
gosh.
her. And then when I got to meet Maggie, whew, every time I spoke with her, every time I worked with her, every time we collaborated, every time we chatted, it was just, I was learning what a number one looks like on set. I was learning
Mm.
what it feels like to have a team of people around you and constantly be, checking in on them
Hmm.
and doing the research and doing the work and always bringing your full self into the job. Like Maggie was such a learning experience in the best way. Like
Hmm.
she showed me what it was to be an actor like working this hard every single day. It just a beautiful example of like what a number one looks like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was just such a blessing.
That's amazing. We have so many young, young women, young people that listen to our podcast and are involved in our community that are always looking for guidance, looking for, little tidbits of advice. And I'm hearing work hard. I'm hearing, make your own opportunities. But what are some things that you feel like that maybe you didn't know going in and you kind of learned along the way from these amazing people that you worked with that, that really would be something to say to someone who's starting out and, that you have to do these things to really make a difference?
I think one of the things I knew I didn't know was that like when you're auditioning, I'm so sorry. Can you hear my cat?
No.
Okay, great. I'm just making sure. He is screaming, and I'm like, I just making sure. Anyway, One of the things that I did not know going into auditions, especially early on, I thought that I had to be something specific. I thought when I read the audition, like, okay, I got to be this, and I have to change my voice maybe here and be a little different. Like, when those auditions go out, yes, they've written the characters. Yes, they've written the breakdowns. However, they don't know who's going to fit this person yet. Like, they're waiting to see what you do with this role. They're waiting to see how you bring this character to life in a way they probably never even knew. So I think one thing I had to unlearn was like, how do I serve this material? How do I how do I do what they need versus how can I make this me? How
That's
can I
great
turn this
advice. Yeah.
character into that fits me? Because they've never seen me before.
Right,
They've
right.
seen the peppy girl, they've seen the this, like, yes, but there's a way, how can I make that me? And I think I had to really remind myself that any audition I do, I'm like, they don't know yet. So
Right.
what do you think makes sense to you? And oh my goodness, lean into those strong choices. Like, people love a strong choice because they've already seen the people like, oh, this is what you need from me. I can do it. Like, this is what I think this character is. And I would love to show you my version of it. And they'll appreciate it every time. Especially when it's serving the material. Yeah. Like,
Right, right.
so that's something that I think is a huge standout for me. Another thing I learned in the downtime, please lean on your community, because I have gotten several no's. I have been sitting and waiting. I have been, trying to figure out what else I can do to kill the time, And just being able to lean on your community of actor friends, lean on your community of writer friends, like lean on your entertainment community. Hey, let's hang out. Would love to write. Would love to work on some skits, or would love to read a script with you, and let's figure out a monologue we want to do. Or is there anything like, do you want to watch an Actors on Actors Access with me, or like something like that? Like constantly building that muscle, learning more about the industry, getting into the acting classes during your downtime. Like, no matter where you are in your career, an acting class would never hurt. And I think when you find yourself in those communities, you find yourself you decenter acting. You just make it part of your life. It's more like yes, I act, but I also, I have a community of people I hang out with, and I write, and, you can't like fully center acting, or else it'll consume you.
Yeah.
Especially in those down moments. So always lean on your community of people. Don't forget to look into other things. Like, find a good hobby that'll kill the time for you. Volunteer somewhere. Like, don't forget to live your life, because acting, when acting is on, it's all consuming. So don't forget to like take those down times and be grateful for them when you have them.
That's amazing advice, because I know for anyone, if your business is going poorly or you're not getting work, it's so easy to want to be by yourself.
Yeah.
And turn inward and lick your wounds. And, I don't want to talk about that I'm not working right now. So I think that is really fantastic advice for anyone to that's yeah, like you said, it's having downtime. There's so many, and especially in acting, it's such a business that like you said, you hear so many no's, and it can really be challenging to keep yourself up and positive. You mentioned writing. Do you have what are your other? Do you want to be behind the camera? Do you have other? Do you want to produce? Do you want to direct? Are you writing things that you want to do?
The answer to all of that is yes.
Yes.
I want it all. Like, I would love to create projects and produce projects that I feel like highlight I think the people we don't really get to see that often. And I have been writing heavily. I have a couple movie ideas I want to do. I've been writing this series that I want to work on. And I feel like I've always wanted to write. I've always wanted to create, because I feel like luckily we've had some great examples of people who look like me and are
Mhm. Mhm.
on the forefront and being leading ladies, and I love that.
Mhm.
I just want so much more. I want so much more. I want more of the quirky characters and the
Yeah.
like I just want more of that. And I'm reading my friends' scripts and I'm like, "Ugh, I would totally produce this. I would love to direct." And there are even times I'm like, is there any way I can shadow on set with somebody? Like I
Yeah.
would love to, be behind the camera with somebody because I want
Mhm.
to see the ins and outs, the BTS of it all. So yes, like I do want to do all those things. I think it not only makes me a better actor, but also a better person within this community. Like I'm
Mhm.
not only
Mhm.
acting, bringing voice to a new, an up and coming face, but also I want to give everybody else that opportunity too. I would love to be the person to create yeses for other people. So
Yeah, no, that's
I
amazing,
definitely want to do
amazing. And you
that.
you mentioned you mentioned doing, doing skits and doing videos. Is
Mhm.
that something now in this day and age that every actor has to do? Having, whether it's a YouTube channel or having, just different ways for people to find you, whether if you're not on, if you're not on Insecure and have somebody be able to find you, it seems we hear that a lot, that, you have to have something out there digitally that people can find you and see your work
Yeah.
as they're just looking.
Um, I would say that it's a plus. I would hate to say that it's like a necessity,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think for the actor, even if it's not like even if it's not like on a major platform,
Mm-hmm.
I think as an actor, I think it makes so much sense to always be creating.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yes, there is the plus and there's a surplus of, directors and projects that are looking for people who are active online. Like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's a thing in certain arenas, but people still have to be talented. So I
Mm-hmm.
think leaning into creating projects with your phone or doing small skits and reaching out to other people within the community who also want to create. I think it'll always be a plus to continuously
Yeah.
create and
Yeah.
and put it out there because you never know what people like everybody is so different and there are so many different genres and niches
Mm-hmm.
and there are so many different people in this world that want to see something new. So I think it only serves all of us if we just continue to create and continue to film and continue to ask questions and continue just to constantly putting work out in the world that showcases who you are.
Right. Right.
I think that is just like all it'll ever do is just build your resume.
Right.
That's all
Right.
it'll ever do. It'll have you prepared for any of those moments where like, oh yeah, I have filmed before. Yes, I have been in front of a camera. Yes, I have
Mm-hmm.
read a script. Yes, I have
Mm-hmm.
memorized lines. Yes, I have worked with other people. Like it just builds you. And I think it just serves everybody. I don't know if you have to be a content creator per se,
Right.
but
Right. You have to be a YouTube star, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
but
constantly
mm-hmm.
creating, I
Mm-hmm.
think is only gonna serve you.
Yeah, you just never know who's going to see it,
Yeah,
who's going to find it. Um,
100%.
I want to hear your opinion or talk a little bit about the almost like the different formats that are out there and how, as an actor, the process, I guess, between a, like a network television show. I guess, I mean, Abbott Elementary really is, I guess, a network television show. I don't even know if you call them that anymore. Um, or a streaming series. So, something that, is 20 episodes or 18 episodes, like a traditional network show, versus 7 or 8 episodes in a streaming series, versus a theatrical, 2 hour movie. As an actor, when you see something come across, do you like one versus the other? Do you when you do a streaming series, you like, oh, my next thing, I really hope it's a movie. How do you handle all the different platform styles that are there now, that are really different? They're from each other, really different from each other, as far as how long it takes to make it, and how long it takes to see it out there. So how, from an acting standpoint, how is that world?
I mean, whenever I get an audition, I don't mind what the platform is.
Okay.
I'm just trying to work.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know I when I look at certain things, like if it is an Abbott like or
Mm-hmm.
if it is a streaming like, I know that there are certain things I can do with this that with like I
Mm-hmm.
can do with the streaming that I
Mm-hmm.
know I shouldn't do with the what's it called? The ABC and the
Yeah, more of
NBC,
a network series.
more
Yeah,
network.
yeah. Mhm.
And I think that allows me to have a more catered audition. Like I can
Okay.
cater my audition completely differently for like Netflix
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
Prime and all those things because maybe curse words are okay here versus curse words. Let's maybe
Mhm.
stray away from the curse words here.
Mhm.
And it also lets me know pacing. Like if I'm auditioning for a show that already has a couple seasons that's also streaming, I can figure out the
Mhm.
pace and understand what this world really feels like,
Mhm.
and versus like a pilot episode for a network that I'm just kind of like, okay, I have to create this new person that feels good for any type of TV, whether a
Okay,
6-year-old
yeah.
turns it on by accident or a 65-year-old puts it on.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think it's just, catering each audition to wherever it's going to be on.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think it's like a muscle, really, like just kind of understanding what works. Like we watch movies, we watch streaming platforms all the time. We even queue up a few network stuff. So it's just recognizing the difference between those and just kind of catering your audition to that. But I have never been like, oh, is it network? I'm a stream girl. Like, no, send it my way.
Right, right. When you look at something that like a movie that's, a set amount of time and the character is set, is it more interesting to think, oh, this character could go on for 5 seasons? And
Yeah.
do you look at it differently because then I like, oh, I can really make this character have a future versus a movie is a set. I mean, I love movies too, just like but it's a set
Yeah.
time.
That's
And
true.
but something that you see like in Ballard, you're like, oh, this could go on for 10 seasons, or is that more interesting as an actor to think about the future of your character?
I would say so. Honestly, too, now that you said that, I think it's even more difficult with a movie because it's
Mm.
like I have to figure out who this person is from beginning to end right now.
Yeah,
And
right
I
now.
think with a
Yeah.
show, you're absolutely right. With a show,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, she's this person this season, but she might evolve as she goes
Mhm.
along. You know
Mhm.
what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Will and Grace, and how Megan Mullally's character was
Yes.
completely different from season one versus
Yes.
the end. And I was like, that's somebody who's allowed herself to grow
Yeah.
her character into this new beautiful monster that like now is a beloved
Yeah.
woman. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like it just made me think about that. And I think the shows allow you to do that, allow you to
Mhm.
kind of like, okay, well, this is who I think she is right now.
Mhm.
Versus a movie where it's like, who is this girl? She is set in her ways. This is the lady that she is. Don't get me wrong, she's probably gonna have an arc within the movie.
Right, right. But it's
But
2 hours versus years, possibly.
years.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it,
No,
it,
I
it you do
find, yeah,
approach
I
them
was
differently. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and we were talking to someone and again, and in just the evolution of, network or linear television where, a season was 20 episodes and now a screening series, 8 to 10 is
Yeah.
is great. But again, but there's still that evolution of, yeah, that great opportunity, I guess, for evolution of the character. Do you have are there any dream roles out there, dream characters that you want to play one day?
Dream character. Honestly, I would love, 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 love to play a villain in a superhero
Mm.
movie. Like, I want so bad to be the bad guy. And I don't know in what capacity,
Yeah.
supervillain or like just a bad guy in a thriller.
Uh,
I think I want it so bad. I feel like it'd be so unassuming, me being the
Right,
bad guy.
right.
And like every time I see like actors like switch into that, I'm always like, oh, they're in their villain era. I love
Mhm.
this. You're getting to see a completely different character come out of these actors. I'm just like, that
Mhm.
feels like that to me as an actor. It feels so rewarding to be able to just really become a chameleon.
Yeah.
So a bad guy villain, that's
You
that
that's
would love that to be my next role.
that is fun. No, I think that would be so fun for you. I know we're almost out of time. You have given me energy for the day. Oh my gosh, it has been
Yeah.
so fun talking to you. I love to ask, what are you watching or reading or that you're loving right now? Is there anything you're catching up on or anything new? What are you doing in your downtime? Or do you even have any downtime?
I do have a little. This is so bad. I'm so glad it's over, but it was my guilty pleasure for the weeks that it was on. I was watching Love Island USA.
Oh, people love that show. I'm telling you, 90% of time we ask this question, it is reality TV.
It's reality TV.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's so bad because there was time, I was watching Adolescence. I was watching all the good stuff. I was watching all the good
Yeah,
shows. And
yeah.
stuff. When Love Island came on, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know
there.
anything else that's happening. I'm actually not aware of anything else but what's going on with Nick and Alandria, what's going on with Amaya and Brian. That was me for weeks on end. So I'm happy that it's over so I can,
Get back to reality.
so I can get really back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm reading right now, I started reading Octavia Butler's Parable of a Sower.
I'm gonna write that down. I don't know that one.
Oh, it's so good. It's like this. It's a dystopian novel. She has 2 of them, and it's like a series. Oh
Okay.
my goodness, it is
Sounds the exact opposite of Love Island.
exact opposite. I like to have balance. I need a little balance.
Yes.
But I am really enjoying that. I'm so
Okay.
my costume person on Ballard put me onto it, and she got me the book set, and it's such a good series. I'm so happy because I used to read on set all the time, like any fantasy novel. My head was in it, and so she got me that as a book set for my wrap gift, and I love it. I'm finally reading it and having so much fun reading it. So thank you, Keisha. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I wrote that down. I love a good book. Love a good book.
Ooh,
Well,
yes.
Courtney, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you had a crazy day and you still made time for us. And you have given our audience, so much great advice, which is just so generous of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was so good being on here. Thank you so much for giving me your time.
Of course.
Thank you for listening to In Her Words. We hope you'll join us at womeninentertainment.com and go to our Substack for extended interviews and behind-the-scenes access.